We're back to being stable. It's saying we're back to stable. Come on, Twitch. What you got for me? Oh, right. Live. Connection is excellent. Yay. Hi, everybody. We're back.
A
So.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah, oh, hey.
Ease with ease. I would like to take this time to once again pimp. We have a Discord. If you would like to join, I will post the link in chat.
Go right ahead, drop a link in chat, and then we will also see it down in the description for the video. Down in the description below.
If you enjoy the show, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dog, tell your cat, even tell your grandma, because she'll post it on Facebook, and then people will find it on Facebook.
Yes, honestly, a share is always appreciated, y'all. For those of you guys watching us live, thank you so much for sticking with us through our technical problems. Sorry about that.
Because hey, if we're able to start, turning this into a job for us, then we would we might be able to bring some more improved quality with better mics, better setups, better internet connection on my end.
Better internet connection.
And we might even finally be able to feed our audio editor. He only gets breadcrumbs each week. It's quite sad, really.
He's about to get some work with all this fucking divided bullshit. Anyway, so I'm a spider, so what? Honestly, really weak mid-season, and the emphasis on the kids sucks. But the show gets actually enjoyable the more we see Spider get stronger. It is revealed that Spider is actually the Demon Lord, and all the kids' shit is happening like 20 years past Spider being Spider. It's also revealed that Spider's, like, the way that we see her is not the way that everyone sees the rest of the people see her. She's a terrifying, like, giant spider, like Tesseract or whatever they call her, who made the capital city's head magician like panic when he saw her power level. And the final episode has her going up against I think his name was like Auroran or something. Aloran, the blue, uh, the blue dragon, Earth Dragon King we saw in like episode 3 or 4 with the wiggly crystals, and it's just this massive, over the top. Araba, thank you, Death to Reality. Araba, it's this crazy CG fight that honestly would have been so much better had they just fucking drawn it. But it gets so ridiculous. Spider has 4 minds. That's why there's 4 spiders. There's her, there's 2 magic brains, and then there's body brain. She operates in 3, if not 4 dimensions. She learns spatial magic. She becomes pride. She gains gluttony. She can do rain of poison. She has evil eyes that can paralyze, curse, rot, and then even her rot attacks like make her limbs and eyes explode. It's fucking brutal, over the top, and crazy. And her constant Japanese and English references and line deliveries are really funny to me. And somehow, some way, the show is just a good time.
So wait, then the brother we see, is that the kid all grown up, or is that his actual brother?
That's his actual brother, and he fucking dies. Not even Spider kills him. Spider didn't even bother with him. She sends one of her, like, generals to just annihilate him. And before you ask, no, we don't get to see it happen. No, it's not cool. It's actually kind of lame.
I want to see the kids die, so that my boredom can be turned into rectifiance.
Unfortunately, we don't really see much with the kids. Well, unfortunately, we don't see much with the kids in the second half of the season. It just starts focusing way more on Spider and how she's training and how she's growing in power and all her skills. Normally, when a show starts talking about skills, I think it's a little lame because they're talking about it like as if it's not a video game thing. Like it's just normal to be able to pick things out for yourself. Like that's one of the things like I think a lot of video game isekai animes get wrong. But I think part of the charm for me is seeing her constantly fighting. Like my friend who I was watching this with, which I think made this more enjoyable as well because we got to bounce off each other, like laughing and talk about like the stupider, drier scenes. But I think it's the fact that Spider is. This is what they said. So they hit the nail on the head when they said that Spider is our protagonist, but they don't have protagonist power. Don't get me wrong, they're OP, but they're in like the end game dungeon and they had to fight and grind for every single fucking thing that they can do. They earned their power, and I think that's what makes it really charming. Combined with the fact that we see her really struggling all the time and like actually in pain but still talking about the skills and video game logic is a very nice like duality to the show.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I've also seen a lot of shows do they're the protagonist, but they're not powerful thing really well.
I think that's the charm of Shield Hero too, is that he was kind of shit and then everyone took advantage of him.
Oh, if we're talking about like just isekais, then yeah, I haven't seen it done that way very well, or I haven't seen it done that way in isekai before. But if we're talking about anime in general, then I've seen plenty of anime do the protagonist isn't super overpowered.
Sure, sure. It's like Midoriya's desire to be a hero and to do good, like that kind of thing. It's more about the character itself than it's the character that makes someone a hero, not their strength. Looking at you, Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Falcon. Um,
Looking at you, Kirito.
um, but I think the show does that really well, and I think I agree with my friend who said it. I think it's really good. I think the show kind of nails it, but it's so silly, and it's like it's just a good time. It's just a good time. I think I said everything I had to say about the show. If you guys have any questions for me or your own thoughts, go right ahead. But that's Spider.
The show didn't end up being nominated for prettiest show for a reason.
Yeah, the CG isn't that good.
It's unrelated. I just wanted to say that.
No, it is related. We're talking about the show. Oh yeah, Gilly. Unfortunately, a lot of the visual gags, like Poison School Club, the toxic Poison School Club, gets kind of switched out for skits between the four spider brains. Just her talking to her other three selves, which is still funny. Just that kind of falls off.
Yeah, it's fun.
As for what chat's saying, you know, CG does lessen the quality, and I think it speaks to it because they hand draw a lot of her facial expressions and animations. Like you can tell that. Also, the show is gory. Like Spider loses half their body at one point and just bleeding out on the ground. Like the show and like the way they like Spider eats things. Like I think the purpose is to remind us that the show is the danger exists and that Spider is not a good character. Like it is she is killing and eating people and creatures alive. But fuck,
Luckily, they have the Fallout level up system where the moment you get that little tick, you're perfectly fine.
it really does. Yeah, it definitely still operates on RPG. The moment she levels up, in fact, she banks on a level up multiple times.
I can't wait for the end of the show to be her banking on a level up, not getting it, and then her fucking dying.
That moment when you're playing Skyrim, you know you have 5 levels saved up for just in case you're about to die.
Who needs potions when you have metagame?
Just in case you're about to step into one of the Daedric dungeons and get your shit stomped in.
I remember the fear of Daedric dungeons in Oblivion.
I have these level ups. I also have 15 cheese wheels.
Well, we resorted to talking about Skyrim. Does that mean we're done talking about this show?
Are we done talking about? I mean, yeah, I guess
And
Skyrim, but again,
my go-to in life is always to talk about Skyrim, but I'm good.
Our next show, Musho Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation.
damn it, I didn't post the fucking screen cap. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. I'll just post it now. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just. Why is this show so pretty? Now, okay. I know that I know that yes, this is supposed to be a redemption story. I know that good I know that good characters are often the flawed characters that grow from their flaws. But at the same time, I
You? Hello? Me?
found this main character to be so.
Oh, you're back.
Hello?
Yeah. So, at the
Okay.
same time, you found this main character to be so.
At the same time, I found this main character to be so unlikable, so insufferable with the shit he did, and so just gross. Like every 5 minutes, him talking about grooming Sylph. I get it. It's supposed to be a redemption story. I'm not willing to go on this ride with the main character being so insufferable at the start, especially what you've told me about what he does in episodes I didn't watch, like trying to get the to drug and do God knows what to his cousin. No, I'm not willing to go on that ride with this piece of shit. I wasn't. I know it's supposed to be a redemption story,
Yeah,
but it's
they're.
I'm not. It's a fine line. Like you have to try to find that line to make people want to stick with the show for some reason. And if the main character is going to be so insufferable and so unlikable, of course people are going to want to stick with him. That's why you maybe have other characters that people like, people that balance out your main character shittiness, or have your main character have any redeeming quality. Brutus, from what we've seen, doesn't have any. Like the most he does is acknowledge that he used to be, but he continues to be a piece of shit.
I can't disagree with you.
Like I don't. Someone that I know that reads the show, that reads the light novel, was get. I was being given shit for it because I was talking with someone else and mentioned that yeah they were, and I was talking about like giving characters chances. He's like, well, you didn't give this character a chance, and
I mean, it doesn't help that the
I was
show.
thinking about that, but I ultimately
Oh, I think you cut out. Yeah, so you didn't give this character a chance?
yeah I ultimately no technically yeah I did give Rudy a chance. We spent 6 episodes on this. I didn't like it, and two, I don't think Rudy deserves a chance because he's just even though he acknowledges, yeah, no, I was a piece of shit. He continues to be a piece of shit and a groomer, and it's implied that he's a pedophile too because he placed a camera in his young niece's shower.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the character before being isekai wasn't a hero. He's literally what a lot of people consider to be one of the worst expressions of a Japanese citizen. Um, just like a slob, a neat, didn't go to school, didn't work, just like a slug. I mean, slugs are nice. Just terrible. sexually deviant, predatory objectifying of women, just the really weird fetishes in anime and hentai. Uh, yeah, no, just the dude was a pure scumbag. And if he was able-bodied, he probably would be worse. But he was just like overweight, poor health, lived in just school, like just a pigsty. His parents were rich, so they just paid for everything, and he just didn't do anything. He sucked. He fucking sucked. And he was like a degenerate and deplorable morality. It's not like he was just a guy down on his luck. Like, no, he was just like people were really awful to him, and he just decided that he was going to be awful as well. And yeah, no, that doesn't change. Our main character is not a good person. We're starting to see it more in the show. Let me just give you a brief overview of what happened. When last we left off, Rudy just, we said fuck this. Paul openly like raping people and cheating on his wife. Plus the show, the anime has made decisions where like would probably have made changed things that happened in the story, or at least the way things were resolved in the story, in a way that I personally think would have made it better. Whereas, like, instead of cheating on your wife, they became a polyamorous couple. But no, he cheated on his wife in the anime.
Wait, no.
Regardless, Rudy gets transferred to the capital city, where he finds out that his family is royalty. Later on, it's revealed that there are 4 Grey Rat families. He belongs to the bastardized one. No, not bastardized, but the excommunicated one, because the leader of Rudy's and Paul's dad, I think, or Paul's grandfather, was also a rapist and a child predator and just a bad person. So they are considered to be the scum of the Grey Rat family. However, the Boreas family, which he now works for and teaches their daughter, the redhead girl you see on the screen, who's the worst when she's introduced, like utter brat, abusive, aggressive, violent, thinks everything is owed to her, just completely detached from reality. And she beats the shit out of Rudy, so yay, but she's also terrible. However, he goes to make enough money to send him and Sylphie to magic school. So he studies there, they train, we have powerful beast woman Gil Zane, who, the dark-skinned woman, really buff, practically nude, but doesn't ever feel sexual. It's just she is strong, and she doesn't care about much else. She's considered a sword king, which, if you remember, there's like Lord, King, God in terms of tiers. Rudy starts learning a bunch of different languages while also learning sword training with her and Elsie, which is the red-haired girl. They fight a lot. They have their own magical adventures. Rudy keeps winning more favor in the kingdom. But before any of that can happen, a magical nuke goes off, with all the major characters in the world coming together and making themselves known, even for a short second, and they get transported to the demon realm, or the demon continent, for the last third of this series. And the show becomes fantastic. Rudy fucks up constantly, but also succeeds constantly. We meet a Super Ed. He's a really good dude, like lawful good paladin with a perchance for killing people who hurt children. We meet Roxy's parents. We travel. They start from nothing. They have to get new gear, except for just they have their awesome shit. Rudy has his amazing new staff, and the Super Ed has a spear, but Elsie also gets a sword that's really strong. And they become level 1 adventurers, and they gotta work for their own money while trying to find a way back home, as well as saving the Super Ed's reputation, because actually humans fucked over the demons, as it turns out. Like, the God King, like, fucked over, not the God King, but like, the king of all mankind fucked over the Super Eds, who were told to be like terrible, evil creatures. And last but not least, Paul still continues to be a piece of shit. I'm seeing chat go by now. Paul still continues to be a piece of shit, but he like straight up owns it. He's like, listen, I know a lot of you hate me. I know my father is a piece of shit, and I'm not much better. You guys can take my fortune is gone. It got destroyed in the blast. I will give you anything. You guys can beat me up and kill me when this is done, but please help me find my family. My wife and daughters are missing. My wives and daughters are missing. Sylphie's missing. Rudy, I know you're okay wherever you are. And we get Roxy at the end of the season join what looks to be a dwarf and an elf, looking for the rest of the family. The show and Rudy, because he's no longer living the comfortable life of a privileged little shit, he doesn't get to do this shit anymore. He doesn't get to keep trying to molest Elsie, who's now into it, by the way, because she likes him. So the show did that garbage. But he doesn't get to be a shit anymore because he needs to work every second on being a fucking adventurer and surviving. On top of that, now that he can't do it anymore, he actually becomes a good dude. Yeah. He cares about protecting Elsie and he cares about helping Rujit, the Suprid, and restoring his honor. He still fucks up. He gets multiple people killed, which breaks him. But yeah, that's how the show ends. They leave the first capital city and keep becoming greater adventurers while Roxy and the other two look for the rest of his family. The show's gorgeous. The show has no right to look as good as it does. Fuck.
I cleared it up in chat, but I just want to clear it up for you, Dal. I wasn't saying when I mentioned that to you, I wasn't saying the anime changed anything.
Hello?
They cut it out because they
Ah,
still end
fuck,
up
did I
being a poly
disconnect?
couple in the anime, and but it was just them. They cut out that part from the light novel of them actually talking it out and deciding that. In the light novel, Paul still cheats on his wife. It's just they actually cover the process of him, the maid, and his wife, becoming a poly couple instead of just glossing over it. And then it's like, oh yeah, this happened, but we're not going to talk about it at all.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I think my I DC'd on you guys, and if I'm really sorry if I was talking over y'all. I didn't even hear anything on my end.
Ah, okay. Because at near the start, I was trying to correct you because chat was starting to get the wrong idea. So when you were talking, I just ended up clearing it up in chat.
My apologies. I must have DC'd early on, and I didn't hear it. Fucking Discord disconnected.
No, we were able to hear you still.
Oh yeah. On my headset, it must have DC'd on the mobile. Yeah. Please. That was just my recap of the series. You guys go ahead.
Mm. I mean, if he's better, that's good. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to go through like 10 plus episodes of him still being a shit. Because I get, the long con shonen series, but at the same time, eh.
No, that's fair. Honestly, I would just watch episode 9, 10, 11. Uh, that's I think 11's the last episode. I
I
think.
thought you said not part skip now.
Hmm?
I thought you were one of the people that were against part skipping. I can't just move on to Jobless Reincarnation Part 3. What if I don't know about Rudis Joestar?
The show's really good in the last leg on the last third of it. It's surprisingly good. Like
Well, if it's so good, why don't you marry it?
no, because Rudis is still a piece of shit, and him becoming a better person doesn't remove everything else he's done. The show died for a reason.
Yep.
Also, you have told me things about what happens later down in the anime, and you and other people in chat have also told me other things that happen in this show later down. So I'm still super apprehensive.